This is The Space Shot, episode 128 for September 19th, 2017, the Manned Spaceflight Laboratory. Hey everyone, welcome to The Space Shot, your daily space history, pop culture, and news fix. I'm John Molnix. On September 19th, 1961, NASA Administrator James Webb announced the study of where the agency's new manned spaceflight laboratory would be located was completed. NASA went on to build a new $60 million facility on land that was given to the government by Rice University. NASA's new lab, quote, will be the command center for the manned lunar landing mission and follow-on manned spaceflight missions. It will be utilized to design, develop, evaluate, and test the spacecraft for Project Apollo, as well as all of its subsystems, and to train the crew that will fly these missions. The NASA press release continues that, quote, the location of the new laboratory at Houston would facilitate the establishment of an integrated facilities system connected by deep water transportation and capable of handling the large spacecraft and launch vehicles in the Apollo manned lunar landing projects. This grouping of the facilities in a region permitting out-of-door work for most of the year provides flexibility and a capability of expansion to meet the needs of a very large vehicle, which present projections indicate will be required for heavier payloads and deeper penetration into space beyond the moon to the planets. The history of the selection of the site for this facility could be an entire hour-long episode in itself. Other cities like Jacksonville and Tampa, Florida, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, San Diego, and San Francisco, California, were also looked at for potential sites. The criteria for potential sites was, quote, access to water transportation by large barges, a moderate climate, availability of all-weather commercial jet service, a well-established industrial complex with supporting technical facilities and labor, close proximity to a culturally attractive community in the vicinity of an institution of higher education. With the move to Houston finalized, work began on the buildings that would help support the effort of sending Americans to the moon and beyond. I've been to Houston and toured some of the buildings there, and it is a beautiful, massive, college-like campus almost. In February of 1973, the center was renamed in honor of President Lyndon Johnson, who had passed away earlier that year. Johnson Space Center, as it's now known, houses mission control, training facilities, the massive neutral buoyancy laboratory, which is basically a huge pool that simulates weightlessness for when astronauts are training for EVAs, and other facilities that support human spaceflight. I'm including a few pictures on Facebook and Instagram of my trip to Johnson Space Center, so be sure to check those out. Also, check out the show notes for more information on today's episode, and be sure to connect with me on Instagram and Twitter. Find me at John Molnix. I'm always up to chat. Let me know what you think of the show by leaving a rating in iTunes. It takes just a minute to leave a rating, and it makes a huge difference because it helps even more people find the show. I'd also appreciate if you could share the Space Shot with your friends and family, and anyone else that enjoys podcasts. Tomorrow, Firefly. I'm John Molnix, and I'll catch you on the flip side.